Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
We're back. You have NA qualifiers, semifinals, NAR versus Team Liquid. This is game 2 of a best of 3 series.
Currently 1-0
Currently
for
1-0.
NAR.
Yes. You are still Wagamama.
I am. I haven't changed.
I am still Luminous.
Year after year.
This is no longer
This is no longer pancake still.
because I ate it.
Yeah, true.
It was cold pancake, not as good as they're warm. So NAR showing, flexing muscle a bit, saying
Yeah.
that we could outdraft you.
Yeah, they definitely outdrafted. They, I mean, as we said it by the end of our stream during that game, they pretty much played Liquid there, knowing exactly what they were gonna do and just forcing them to do
Radiant
something
team
differently.
pick.
That didn't work out for Liquid.
Okay.
So in this game, let's see if they can, if Liquid can come up with those strats. Been talking about it on the forums, on Reddit. Heard about some strats being saved. This is the time.
So
Dire
is the
team
demon
pick.
carry using the strat?
I don't. That depends what the purpose is on this. if they have the purpose to take 2-1, then I don't
Perhaps
know, bro.
not, right?
Perhaps not.
Okay, well, the strat involves taking away the NAR's Wisp. Which
Yeah.
actually, they've been using this hero like every time they get it, right?
Oh, that is true. That is true. NAR are huge Wisp fans right
10
now in this
seconds
patch.
remaining.
So this could be a good start for the draft, and let's see if NAR
5 seconds remaining.
have an immediate response here. It seems to be taking a little bit more time to consider what they want to do against it. Wisp, of course,
Reserve
whenever you
time.
pick the hero, it's quite likely that you want to dual lane with the Wisp, as we see most teams do actually.
Right.
And that's why NAR need to think here what they want to have. I like this pick of the Brewmaster, also stealing
Radiant team
the Keeper of
pick.
the Light.
I actually think that Wisp is a great first opening pick, not just because how powerful the hero is, but also what the lanes he allows you to do. He
Yeah.
brought up the dual lane mid, which is something that we saw last game, but if you want to run it old school,
Yeah.
like a defensive tri lane, you could do that as well. I even seen some like kind of wonky offensive tri lane.
True, true.
So,
10 seconds
something that
remaining.
Palai mentioned during the pickman phase yesterday when I was casting with him is it's so
5
important to
seconds
kind of hide
remaining.
your draft. That's why Mirana is such a popular hero, because you pick it and you just don't know, like, is
Exactly.
this mid, is this
Reserve
safe lane,
time.
is this offensive tri lane?
Tells nothing,
Right.
exactly.
So I think Wisp has a similar effect, maybe not as good as Mirana, but
Yeah,
it's not always solo dual lane mid.
Now they pretty much
Radiant
told their entire
team
strat though,
ban.
so undermining whatever you said, running with Tiny, I feel.
I mean, I think so you still could do Wisp Tiny safe lane and then just...
Yeah,
Or you think it's just
I would
much more
say.
efficient mid?
I think with Tiny mid or with Tiny safe lane is the only options you're at now. If you
10
go aggressive
seconds
tri lane with
remaining.
something with Wisp and Tiny, you lose it no matter what
One of
against
the
the Coddle.
heroes,
Sure, fair
5
enough.
seconds
So
remaining.
I think their NAR should have an easier time reading them. And to be honest, after the Wisp pick, going into
Reserve
Brewmaster
time.
and Coddle I think is a great response to the Wisp. They took some time to think about this, and if you look at it, if there's a dual lane mid, Brewmaster can go up against it really easily, no matter which the second hero is. Clap pretty much slows down the enemy and you can walk away from it. Or Drunken Haze on Tiny or whoever the carry hero is, and again, just walk away. And as for Caudle, Caudle is really good with Wisp. Like, the synergy between the two heroes, we've seen Fnatic run it a whole lot, where they have a Tiny with Caudle, Wisp,
Non-stop
and then
heals.
some other. And yeah, just Aghanims, Mech, Tether, and so much heal to the Tiny. So I like the fact that they stole that. Also,
Dire
Demon
team
played
banned.
it much every single game, so
Yeah.
there's also that.
So something that Andy always say
Radiant
about
team
Tiny and
banned.
BKB is it's not exactly a good item. I'm sure you could get it because it's some damage, it's some HP, which is nice. But if you actually look at what Tiny needs, he doesn't need HP. He doesn't need damage because, you know, grow. So what he really needs is like
10
movement
seconds
speed, attack
remaining.
speed, which is a lot of it granted by Wisp.
Yeah.
And afterwards,
5
all you
seconds
really care
remaining.
about is to stick on targets and keep on hitting. These two picks from NAR so far just screws with that so hard.
Reserve time.
That's true.
Tornado for 6 seconds, nothing you could do about it.
Yeah.
Boulder Bash for 2 more seconds after that. And guess what? After that, all of that is over, Tornado doesn't back up on cooldown again.
Exactly, and
Because
then if you have an Aghanims as well, there's even the Drunken Haze, which completely screws the Tiny over.
Yeah. And then you have Blinding Light.
Yes, so
Is
there's
he, is he hitting anything in this game?
I don't know, man. Is he? Is he really? I think this
Dire
game,
team banned.
just because of these two heroes already from NAR, you kind of have to go for at least 25-30 minute BKB something for Tiny to actually have an impact. But when do you get it? Do you want to go drums, face boots, or even power treads, which is actually better in my opinion?
10 seconds remaining.
When do you go Aghanims and when do you go BKB? It's the choice. I would say Aghs before
5
BKB
seconds
pretty much
remaining.
always.
Definitely,
Because
yeah.
you need the farm speed and the damage to the towers. But even if
Reserve
the Tiny gets
time.
BKB, then Wisp can still be lift, and it has the negative impact, you know, that Wisp is not buffing up the Tiny, and he's not so scary.
So I do want to
Dire
quote back to
team
the game that
pick.
you mentioned that Fnatic played.
Oh, yeah.
The Tiny, Wisp, and then Keeper. They play against Alliance, and Alliance S4 was playing Brewmaster. So he did just that of what I mentioned, the Boulder
Yeah.
Bash, the Tornado. Just basically says, Era, you're not doing a single damn thing on your
Radiant
Tiny.
team
Yeah.
pick.
Fnatic response was, we'll just outlast your Brewmaster ult.
Yeah,
So
pretty
they
much.
just kept healing the Tiny until the Brewmaster ult ended, and then Tiny was reigning supreme.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure whether Team Liquid has that kind of coordination, and more importantly, they need a lot of healing to make that work. Keeper of Light, obviously, with the mech, with the Acceptor Ultimate, can give you that healing, but obviously there's other healers
10
in the game.
seconds
So
remaining.
maybe if Team Liquid wants to play the outlast you kind of playstyle,
5
they
seconds
have to start
remaining.
drafting them healers.
Yeah, I think that maybe something like a Dazzle could be strong in
Reserve
this
time.
game, or even a Witch Doctor. They're actually gonna go for the Rubik here,
Dire
which is a
team
nice
pick.
hero against
Yeah.
Brewmaster, and also not that bad against Keeper of the Light, to be honest. When you have a Wisp in your team, no matter what you steal really, even if it's the nuke, especially if you manage to steal the Spirit Form Illuminate, you don't have
Oh,
to channel
shoot,
that.
yeah.
So there are some spells that are useful here, and then of course Disruption is always a good spell. So we'll see. But the ideal world, of course, for
10
Rubik is
seconds
to take that
remaining.
Brewmaster ulti and just go ham, basically turning himself from a support into
5
a
seconds
core position
remaining.
hero in just one spell steal.
Yep.
But
One thing that we've seen a lot from Team
Reserve
Liquid
time.
is they generally don't play 4 Protect 1 because DC is pretty heavy of a farmer. Poifa, he doesn't play much of a ganking style mid, he plays a very farming oriented mid.
yes,
And Boba, I mean, he'll play whatever you give him. So at the very least, we're going to see 2 to 3 cores coming out from Team Liquid, like really hard farming cores. And I think that's very much so necessary because talked about how much stuff that North American Reject could throw at Tiny. You really want a secondary damage source, and maybe ideally one that's not as physical reliant as Tiny.
yeah,
Maybe a little bit more magical based to kind of screw with these 2 supports.
that's true.
Is there anything that comes to mind when I give you those criteria? Are we seeing a Puck maybe with a Dagon Rush?
I think Puck is an amazing hero here. Could
Radiant
be really
team
good.
pick.
To be honest, I just, do you know what I want to see from Liquid?
Okay.
They are talking about saving up strats and so on. I would like them to see something like Necrophos. It's a crazy hero that we pretty much never see, but as we talked on the couch yesterday, pretty much, there are so many heroes that are not picked in this qualifier at all, but are totally viable.
Right.
And I would say that Necrophos in this game could work really well.
Definitely
Ten
deals well with the
seconds
Centaur.
Yes, and synergizes well with the Wisp and combination of healing up the Tiny.
5 seconds
And
remaining.
Necrophos is a very farm-heavy hero, even if you run him mid or carry, whatever you want to do. And
Reserve
they
time.
want to have 2 farmers anyway, so if they go for Puck, it's kind of the 4 protect 1 immediately. So we'll see. I don't expect them to go for it, and it's gonna be the Puck.
Okay.
It's the
Dire
more
team ban.
open choice, to be honest.
Now, Koifa is definitely their best puck player. He's very well practiced on the hero, but as of late, we've been seeing more and more as puck on the off lane. If you can find the correct lanes, like Korok, for
You think
example.
Boba will play it?
I don't think he can.
10
Not
seconds
because of the
remaining.
like he knows how to play a hero. I don't think he can play against this draft
5
because if you get
seconds
disrupted,
remaining.
I mean, suddenly you're saying, can I face quickly enough until somebody gets up on me?
10 seconds
At
remaining.
the same time, though, last game Korok played against a what was it, a Mirana
5
and
seconds remaining.
Wraith King.
Wraith King.
Yeah.
I think playing against that lineup is much easier. Disruption
Radiant
Oh,
team
yes.
gets me a little bit more scary.
Disruption is scary because, as you mentioned, you will want to orb away, but as long as he saves his disruption and just hits you, if you orb, he will just wait and then disrupt you when you have enough distance.
Right,
so
right.
it's a very
10
scary
seconds
thing, and then you could be follow up upon by whoever is going to be their last pick
Dire
here. Because
team
Centaur
pick.
should be their off laner, Brewmaster of course should be the mid, and then the 2 supports most likely going to form a tri-lane for NAR, I would say, in this lineup. Could of course go for some dual lane with Centaur as well, but he's more than fine on his own in most cases. And especially against something like a Rubik or Wisp, whoever is harassing the Centaur, not really gonna deal that much damage. There are more scary harassers.
Yeah, I'm
10
actually with you with the whole
seconds
Necrophos pick, now that I think more about it, but I think the bigger question is,
5
obviously, have
seconds
Team Liquid
remaining.
tried and play that hero?
Oh yeah, it's always scary, and especially when you have one game to get knocked
Radiant
out, and
team
there is
pick.
actually a Doom coming out. Doom is... That's a hero that Puck hates, man. He has to stay so far away from him. When you talk about Doom, it's pretty easy to get into the thoughts that Doom counters every single hero, because when you think about it, if you doom someone, every hero is sad about being doomed. There's no
Yes.
one who likes this, but that's not, of course, the case. But what's weird
10
to me with
seconds
NAR's
remaining.
lineup is that they're going so tank heavy. They just want to overrun
5
Liquid,
seconds
and that's why I
remaining.
think, yeah,
Alright,
they're gonna go in
Viper.
for something different. For the Viper, I think Necro could actually have been a really bad hero here, even though the enemy has 3 strength heroes. If you go for Necrophos, you will be overrun. The enemy will charge in on you, doom the Necrophos, and just slay you. So, Viper, pretty good hero when the enemy rushes in, actually. I think he can do a decent job here, but overall, I think I'll favor the NAR lineup again, to be honest, or in this draft.
Now-
In last draft, of course, I said that I like Team Liquid's draft more because it had a TA, but
So there's no TA involved.
no TA.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you favor NAR's reject.
Yeah, I think it's easier to play out. I mean, Liquids has the potential. If you go to late game and Koi gets his farm up, he can kill all the
10
Brewmaster
seconds
ulti
remaining.
very fast, and there's no carry that can measure against Tiny
5
in this game.
seconds
There's
remaining.
just really not. So this game is all about Bulba on the puck, actually gonna be played by him, and the Viper, trying to get space early game so that Tiny can get that farm up.
All right, we're into game 2 of this best of 3 series.
Time
Earlier,
for
we were a little bit
preparations.
befuzzled about the format of this tournament, but basically, the winner of this game will go to the grand finals,
Yeah,
which is a big deal. That
Good
means
luck.
you're going to
Have
Seattle
fun.
for sure.
it's that
Whether you're
simple.
getting the actual slot at TI or you're getting to play in the wildcard slot. So it's a huge win for NAR if they could.
Yeah,
claim
exactly,
it.
because these guys actually start in the winners round as they were the top 2 finishers during the last group stage. So if these guys win one game, they're in the grand finals. As for the game that's coming up after they're done playing here, they will have to win 2 times to go to the grand finals.
Right. So
Yes.
for Team Liquid, if they loses, they're not out, but they'll just have to kind of win their way back up.
Yeah. So Wisp played by Demon Gumby with
30
Koiko on the
seconds
mid lane,
remaining.
most likely here, and Liquid, we got some stats coming in as well. Liquid are 3-1 with Tiny Wisp in pro games this year, including an 11-1.
Who's
Well,
doing these stats for us?
that's not a lot of games, to be honest. I'm not entirely sure who's doing the stats, but
Thank you.
Thank you anyway.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, stats guy.
EU Hub is definitely very well organized. Like we
Let's
just,
pretend it's Bruno.
yeah, it is Bruno.
It's probably Bruno.
Bruno does not do these kind of stats. He doesn't believe in stats, actually.
No, that's true.
But we're actually going to see some duelings coming out from Team Liquid. It's going to be, or at least we have way too...
No huge surprise, really, to be honest.
I mean, Puck, maybe he'll 1v1. Maybe it's going to be a rotation back on the bottom from
Rubik literally has freedom this game. Like, he can walk wherever he wants to have an impact and do whatever he wants to.
Yeah. Actually, I think this is an excellent game to play Rubik. You're saying he's going to be one of... No, you were saying Puck is going to be the important hero for Team Liquid.
Yeah.
I actually think Rubik also has to be playing a big role. If you could steal Stampede, for example, in a middle team fight, you are changing the course of the fight.
Yeah, Rubik has a lot of big spells that he can steal, with the Centaur and Doom being picked up as well. They already picked him after just seeing the Coddle, SD and Brewmaster, and now he's trying to harass a little bit on bottom lane here. And we also saw that Korok, he has played, I knew this from yesterday, that he has played really well on his Brewmaster in the qualifier stages. But I'm not sure which teams he played those 5 games, so it kind of... it wasn't against Liquid, I believe. We'll see.
I'm not sure, yeah.
We will see, because there are some teams that got pretty stomped in the qualifiers as well, so stats are a little bit skewed, to be honest.
Yeah, to me, it feels like the qualifier has, I want to say, just started.
Yeah,
like
it kind of sorted out the teams now. The playoffs is where it's at.
Yeah. So we're going to see whether Team Liquid, NAR, Sneaky Nick's Assassin, as well as Union Gaming could make it out. And obviously, these two teams watching right now, they are definitely favored. We're going to see a little bit of lane switch. Viper TP's up top can actually deal with this insane around.
Yeah, Viper is really good against the Centaur.
They actually nab a kill on the top lane, though. That's
they could kill him, yeah.
Orbin, but immediate stun coming in from Brax. Very nicely done.
The range creep blocking.
One more hit from Viper was all
dude.
they needed. Very well played by Brax.
Very well played by the range creep blocking the shit out of that Viper.
Well, unfortunate perhaps. And now we're going to see Way2. He's going to get caught here. Disruption after a couple of wide clicks. He tossed him away. 1430 will not get stunned, but here comes that disruption.
Is he blocked?
He is blocked. Oh my god, the first blood is going to go towards NAR. 1437 will pick it up.
That's so dangerous. Being disrupted nearby any form of a edge or something like that, you're in high risk of being blocked. And Fog, of course, capitalizing on that, walking in close. So nice kill there by NAR. And the ward working its, doing its wonder.
So essentially, we have 2 teleport scroll being used by Team Liquid because, the Viper and Puck switch lanes. They didn't get the kill that they were supposed to, and also Rubik in a very, very unfortunate gank.
Yeah, so Liquid already having a little bit of a struggle there. To be honest, the top attempt at killing the Centaur looked really good for them, but then the perfect timing on the stomp as Puck orbed in. Nice play by Brax. He has played a lot of Centaur and he's doing a good job. Have you seen these stacks, by the way, coming out?
Some next level Liquid tech, man. This is the thing that we haven't been seeing. But meanwhile, on the top lane, the jungle, we're going to see Disruption, Soul Catcher, the Sun. It actually did not hit Way2.
He was actually blocked again until he tossed him away there. This time, he is going to be fine, though, walking away.
I mean, if he got hit by the Sun, he was probably dead.
Yeah, for sure. So, already so much danger here for Liquid, and Disruptions from the Shadow Demon showing its potential at the early kills.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is going to get better as well because defensively, Disruption is going to be a big deal against relocates. We have a Demonic Purge against a Tiny who is, ideally would get slowed down. So I think the Shadow Demon is a great pickup. With that said, the early game is going very well for NAR. There is, big stacks coming in here for Demon, though, as he is continuing to attempt for them.
Huge
Unfortunately,
stacks.
You can't stack the right one anymore. It's already very difficult to stack that one.
Yeah, the bottom one is a 5-stack, though, right now, and that's a lot of experience.
So would you... as we see Avatos going on the mid lane here, Snakey might actually die off. Where's the toss? It's going to get the toss up, but the balls! Where's the balls? 3 hits.
The micro, not
there. And Koifa, he's going to get killed. Oh my goodness.
Oh, is he going to kill him as well? Mana Leak is available. He's going to get him.
Where's the tether away? He's got no tether mana.
Cannot tether away. He's just dead, and that is 1437 coming in and having a huge kill there. That counter gang working pretty well.
I mean, that counter gank might have got the Tiny kill, but
Brax actually goes down on the top lane to the Viper.
They should have killed.
They should have. He waited too long with the toss, to be honest. You want to do it at the same time as you stun normally, but couldn't really get the target on him, creeps being in the way, and waited too long and just allowed him to walk into his tower, snaking, completely safe.
Yeah, obviously you don't do any damage by tossing the hero up versus tossing a creep onto the hero. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Come again, please.
If you toss hero up versus tossing a creep to the hero, you do the same damage, right?
No, the tossed unit takes a little bit of damage as well.
Okay,
Top lane actually, they're trying to kill Viper here.
One more hit. Wow, Tranquil Boots doing every little bit that counted there.
Yeah.
So I guess he just won it for the extra damage.
Yeah, you want it for the damage. Doom actually gonna be used here on Rubik as well, so aggressive play by NAR, and they're just completely taking over control of this.
Yeah. Overrunning Team Liquid at this point. We might not even see them have whatever comeback. Obviously, there's a huge recovery stack, if you want to call it.
The recovery stack in jungle.
I mean, you take it, and you get level 6 on your tiny wisp, and you just go to work. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, it's going to be Boba being forced away from this lane, and that lane's going to get pushed.
Yeah, they're gonna try and stack again, actually. Curious to see if he can actually get this. He might, but no, it's too many creeps. Creeps are going full retard.
So another thing that you can do is maybe once you get to level 4 with your
farm the stack, maybe?
Yeah, you can basically just make your balls break. And then they actually do an insane amount of damage when they do break.
Bottom tower, I'm looking here to see if there's going to be any form of deny by Bulba. They need some kind of clutch play right now to come back because they're falling behind so fast. He's gonna go and try for it, and he actually lands a perfect deny, walking away. So that is really huge, to be honest, denying so much of the gold. Of course, losing your tower is still bad, but it's something. Meanwhile, in the jungle, Tiny's farming up. Koikwa getting some farm here on the big stack.
Yep. Recovery stack.
Recovery stack.
That's a lot of gold, man. I want to look at net worth. Actually, it's not even. What? How's that Doom so farmed?
Doom is really farmed. He's been having a good time.
Did he get the first blood?
He got the. No, he didn't get the first blood. I don't think so. That was the Coddle and ST killing the Rubik.
So why is he so rich?
Because Devour, pretty good spell.
Devour OP. And obviously he's getting essentially every last hit because this lane not going to really deny him that much.
Well, he's sitting at pretty low farm, to be honest, but he has been part in 2 kills, the 2 ones that dove him under the tower. Well, actually, one of them, he wasn't even assisting.
But he got the gold.
He was part of it, yeah. So it doesn't show, but he's been in 3 kills, to be honest.
Yep. Meanwhile, we're going to see again coming on the mid lane. The Avatar's going to come straight up. There is a Brewmaster. Oh, they will get the kill, but they might lose 2 heroes as a result. Koifa running away from the Wisp, man. I'm not sure about this.
Dangerous path to take.
Meanwhile,
Stun is available.
Come in. He wants Demon dead as well. He can't really find him on the back line. Koifa, magic sticks up, and there's going to be Blink and one more critical strike. He's going to get the kill. Meanwhile, Snake King has found the kill against the Wisp.
Chasing him down. So that guaranteed crit coming in there, man. Making plays.
I mean, he had a clap available as well.
Yeah, man. Sure. Actually, he didn't have mana to clap. He could have drunken haste him and chased him.
Probably.
That's all he could have done. But the damage coming out, so little bit of a trade, I guess, at least, but Liquid, they need more than this. I mean, they're in such a bad spot, and they don't have any tower pushers. And to be honest, their lineup is kind of static.
Yeah.
They can't respond to the early movement. They don't have so good anti-push. They don't have a good push. They do have some nice teamfight heroes, and they can stall the game. Maybe it could work. By the way, have you looked at the Wisp? He looks kind of funny right now.
Okay, double bottle, one of the tinies. It's fine, you know, sometimes you're just going to have to get a lot of regen. It looks like Koifa has the Invisor and Avatar, so it's total kill. All right. That's a pickup. I don't think he's going to die here because Wisp is coming in.
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah. It's a nice pick there by Koifa getting that kill. And that is the combination. When you throw the combination at the same time, you deal so much damage and you don't allow the enemy hero to regen anything at all.
I believe it's double your damage, right? Double the avalanche damage.
Yes, it is. So at least double the land damage, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean the avalanche damage.
Yeah, I never actually sat down and calculated damage. I always was like, it's just a lot.
There's a lot of math on this. Yeah. It depends which you do first, if you toss first or if
I always thought it was the same.
First.
If you do it properly, it doesn't matter.
It's not identical, but it's not a huge difference. It's like
you're missing maybe like 20 to 40 or whatever.
Yeah, it's 50 or some shit like that. It's a really small difference. Either way, the combination is strong when you throw it out like that. So that's what they needed to do the first time they tried to kill the Doom, but but this time they do get him, and Doom is not that tanky, to be honest. He has 1 armor. Sure, his HP is high by being high level and being Doom, but he went for Midas, not even power tread, so... He can burst him.
Yeah, meanwhile, if you look at Wisp, almost level 6, and I think that's the play that they want to make on top lane. If NAR decides...
Oh, they got it now, yeah.
Yeah, if they want a tower dive, this could be a very, very big fight coming in. With that said, though, there
NAR,
is
I
Stampede
think they
available.
know. I think they know that he's level 6. They saw it when he got it. I think they
You
just
can
go
always
back
just
out.
look at the tab, right?
Yeah, you can just hold tab up. Whenever Wisp is level 5,
Dire's
that's one of the heroes like
bottom tower is on
Nyx
its way
Assassin,
further
Wisp.
down.
These heroes, you just keep check on when they get level 6.
Yeah,
Mid lane.
It's going to be a dive on 1437. Where's the Stampede? Blinding
he
Light
jukes.
misses the Avalanche. My goodness.
Not even sure if it was Jukes, he kind of
And
stood
now
still.
the counter ganks is coming in, the form with Shadow Demon as well as the Doom. Here comes the Stampede, it's going to be a disruption. Can they get the Doom off? They're going to go right in, the stun's going to hit on Demon, he is straight up dead. There's a teleport in Ava, but there's, oh no! The final right click was not there.
Oh my god, the center lips.
There's going to be a 2-man coil on top, but they're so damn tanky. Brewmaster ult's going to fly off. Snake King hiding in the trees. Snake King will survive after a tornado being
This
used
is
as
ridiculous
well.
right now.
They're being absolutely outplayed. TC comes back from
They
the
can't win the
tornado.
fight though, they need to disengage. He needs to get out with
He's
his
got
Earth
blink.
Panda.
He's got blink. He's absolutely fine. He's gonna play this well. Yep, there's a blink. NAR is
Oh, they're
fully
actually
outplaying them.
relocating. What?
There's a toss back in. Raining Rift's gonna get 1 kill. The second kill is gonna come from Boba. 1 more right click.
That
Should be
makes 2.
enough. Nicely done. The relocate came back in from the
Boba with the clutch place there, and this is without even a blink dagger on the puck, so really good play, just knowing his hero and pushing it to the limit. So Boba puck, legit.
Yep, and now we're gonna see finally a little bit of sieging.
Radiant
I guess the
structures
tower
have been
pushing won't
secured.
really start until the
Dire's
Acceptor gets
middle
picked
tower
up.
is in the
At
wrong
that
end
point,
of
hopefully
business.
TC will have a mech finish for the team. I think this is a very mid-game centric lineup. The problem is NAR has reached their mid-game a lot sooner, and they're just making them pay. And
Yeah, they gotta try and go on
Dire's
Viper
middle
here.
tower
Normally
has
not the
fallen.
best choice really, and Wisp even tethering him. I think they just got back off though, Liquid, and that's perfectly fine.
yeah,
But yeah,
I feel that NAR, like their early game really carried them in that fight, because everybody ran away with such low HP. Like for example, if they weren't level 9.
it was ridiculously
Yeah,
close,
like,
yes.
like if you were just 1 level lower, for example, then they would have straight up lost 2 or 3 more heroes, and that would have been a huge victory. But
In the end, Liquid still came out on top on that though,
Yeah.
because they got the kills in the end with the puck, and they got the tower mid. Pressuring towers now is really important, because Caudle actually has, with his point in Mana League, only 1 point in Illuminate.
Hey man, it's
So
fine.
he's not that strong at defending. Hey man, it's fine, but losing towers, yo. Losing towers.
look, when you see a big ass beam of blinding light coming at you, you don't care what level it is. You just get the hell out of the way.
Dude, it doesn't even scratch the Viper. This top tower, gonna try for a deny maybe here. Korok trying to get the last hit on it.
But they have relocate.
Radiant's
So
top
I'm
tower
surprised that there was
is
no
gone.
engagement involved there.
Yeah, they didn't really see where the rest of NAR were. So, I mean, Doom, of course, was farming up jungle, and they also had the Shadow Demon stacking and farming, so... In the end, a relocate would have been fine, but they could not tell.
Yeah, so I think same thing I'm gonna say about Liquid this game
Dire's
is
bottom
they have a
tower
blink on
is
Puck
in
now. He
turmoil.
could basically just solo initiate and expect the tiny Wisp to come in.
Yes.
And just follow through. There's nothing but
Extremely
Dire's
similar to
bottom
last
tower
game, yeah.
is under
I mean,
attack.
huge burst damage coming out, but it's going to be a similar gank attempt up top here. Brewmaster does have his ultimate available. Here comes the Blink Flap ultimate. We're going to have to have it relocate right now, or TC's just straight up dead, but we're not going to have that relocate. Soul Catcher's going to come out. No, relocate comes in a little bit slow. The Tornado keeping him alive right now. They want Fog dead, and they will get Fog. Meanwhile, Keeper of Light is going to pick up TC. That's going to be the 1 kill, but look
Wisp
at
is gonna go
Pegasus.
down here, I think.
Demon, he's going to get clapped down, and Toyfla's completely trapped in, but well, the ultimate's over. Korok has to man-fight his way out of there. The toss is going to break the coil. They're gonna be
Liquid.
straight up dead. Yeah, 2 to 3. Meanwhile, we have...
They're even gonna get the Caudle here. They can just keep chasing him.
Wait.
They can even lift him again if they want to.
Did Wei-Chu steal the ult?
Yes, he sold ult. That's why
What?
it has such a huge impact. So they can just chase him down. And that is the play that you need to do in this game as a Rubik.
I mean, Wei-Chu's going to just keep that ult for the next 2 minutes.
Yes.
And he will basically have 1 more use out of it,
So
right?
if they wait 100 seconds now, they can go and pressure a tower. And as I said, this Rubik has now turned from support hero to a core hero for the duration that he has this ulti.
Sorry, you must have said that he stole the ult during the fight, but I wasn't watching it. My apologies.
Yeah, well, either way, that was really nice play by Liquid. Even though Fog tried to run into a jungle there and make the enemy team get out of position, Liquid just overrunning their enemy team. I thought NAR were the ones that were gonna do it, but...
Yeah, and sure, TC hasn't been really a big impact in this game. His role doesn't really require him to be. All he needs to do is finish the mech.
Finish
Maybe
the mech.
Get a point booster. And
get that heal, yo. Tiny wants a heal.
Sure, I mean, Tiny wants a lot more heal.
Yeah.
Maybe even get an urn on one of your supports.
Yeah, they should probably have an urn in this game because it's so aggressive. So definitely buy that on maybe Wisp now as his next item.
So also, I'm somewhat confused that is there any reason that we don't have a point booster at least on Koifa just yet? Oh, the secret shop just got there.
Yeah, I guess he already... Does he already have it on the courier?
Yeah, the courier's flying.
He's actually quite farmed then. He's only 1200 gold away from his entire Aghanims. Mid tower is going to be pressured by NAR. They have the Wisp relocate available, but...
Yeah, it's going to be a blink initiation. The coil only hits one, and now going to focus. But the person that blinked in was Boba, and he's straight up dead. There's a Doom on Koifa, which doesn't do too much. But because they killed the puck and because of raining...
they want to stall. Brewmaster CD on Rubik, so 25 seconds.
Ooh, nice relocate back out, but suddenly way too... No, he wants that 10 seconds. They kill him before he gets his ultimate.
Oh,
that was
so
a
sad.
really poor initiation from Boba. Meanwhile, on the back line, it's going to be Avatar and Mech. It's going to bring everybody back up to safety. They might defend this tower, but they basically lost all that advantage they gained back from that top fight.
Pretty much. Surprisingly, Boba playing even better without Blink than he plays with Blink. I'm not saying that it's completely his fault, because the Wisp teleport was also very out of position when they TP'd in.
Yeah.
Normally you want to get behind the enemy, and they were kind of just... Yeah, they had to run for a long time before they were even close to anyone. So they could have executed that more well-coordinatedly.
Centaur Stomp into Centaur Stomp into Panda Stomp.
Wow, he just got strength ganked.
Radiant's middle tower is not
Nothing
safe.
you can do about that.
But we actually have Thunderclap on the Rubik now. Not the best spell as you need to get so close. And when you have 700 HP against NAR's lineup, you're not gonna live too long when you get that close.
And when they get close to you, Thunderclap them.
Nice
And
strat, bro.
the attack speed is slow.
Good thing, at least for Liquid, is that Tiny did not die and he kept farming, so he's almost up to his entire Aghanims, and that's gonna be the turning point, or at least some power point for Liquid, where they can actually start pressuring towers.
I think Brewmaster is also at a fairly similar level, at least Aghanim timing-wise.
Yes.
If they actually get this gank off, it's going to be absolutely huge to blink out from Korok faster than the blink initiation.
Yeah,
Boba.
I think Boba could maybe have blinked him before he blinked out there, but it's a matter of how far you can blink and the range on it, so I'm not entirely sure if he had him. But right now, NAR, they just need to keep stalling a little bit. Their team fight is obviously ridiculously strong and their carry potential is not, so they need to win these fights. They have more pressure than Liquid. Liquid are much more fine to just sit back and say, hey man, we just want to farm up, get the Aghanims on Tiny. Sure, you can get your Aghanims on Brewmaster. We don't care. I will still kill all the Brewmaster ultis when I hit them.
Depends if he's drunk in haste by the Storm Panda or not.
Yeah, he needs to get Aghanims and BKB. I definitely think BKB should be his next choice, even though it's sad to go for something like BKB on Tiny too early. He needs it. Because of how NAR are very, very teamfights heavy in their drafts, they need to have some response to that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the difference between this game and the last game is the longer the game goes, the less hope that Liquid had, because the draft didn't really allow them to go late game. With a Tiny Wisp, you're really never out of the game.
Oh, never.
The AoE damage that he can do, both physically and magically.
It's possibly the best comeback lineup ever, having Wisp and Tiny in your team. Even though you can be like 20,000 gold behind and everyone calls you out like it's over, you can still make some turnaround if the enemy just slips once, and it's a lot easier to punish your enemy team with this.
Alright, so we're going to see the mid-game centric push and teamfight coming out from NAR. And I think the top tier 2 is going to be the next point. Meanwhile, Fog's not even joining there. He wants...
They're going to relocate him with the bottom, so he's actually there.
Okay, there you go. The relocate being used. They're going to just trade towers.
Boba tried to catch Fog actually, but did not get him in the end. And this, I think it's okay for Liquid. They just want to trade towers, even though it's tier 2 for tier 1.
Well, they're actually going to try to...
They might defend this. Yeah, they might, but I'm not sure if they can.
Dire's bottom tower had a
I mean, they'll try to defend tier 2. The tier 1 is...
Oh yeah, for sure.
already dead. Meanwhile, NAR is perhaps going to pressure the high ground to force some TPs.
No, I think they will just back off and farm, which will actually play out really nicely for Liquid, because they can just go back and farm. What Liquid haven't done though, that they need to do, get rid of these aggressive wards. Looking at the minimap, these wards are gonna punish them a lot if they don't get rid of them, because this is really nice warding by NAR.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think anybody is strong enough to just buy a gem and carry it willy-nilly, so these wards might actually last for the full duration.
That's an issue for them, really is. No one has the gold really to just sacrifice and buy their gem. I mean, Viper's gonna buy his point booster, yeah? Gonna go into that Aghanims.
I mean, given the fact that there's no invisible hero on the enemy team, I guess the incentive is really not there to get that gem.
No,
So-
but it's just about how they can farm and how they can't farm. When you have this much vision on your enemy team, NAR has a much easier time playing this out than Liquid.
Yeah,
And I'm not even sure Liquid knows about most of these wards.
No, I don't think they do.
They should know about one of them blocking the jungle spawn, but that's it.
Yeah.
And Roshan, completely uncontested, no real trade either. Liquid kind of trying to get the top tower, but this could be stopped if they TP there. They're definitely strong enough to fight, so NAR not gonna play past it. Oh, Coddle running into a lot here.
Nope, he's gonna get picked off, unfortunately. I'm not sure what exactly he stole.
He brought in the Doom though.
Okay, the Doom actually could just be a big factor here. Where's the stun? The stun was not there. He's already out of there.
Yeah,
Magician from
Brewmaster
Nova.
coming in though. He could find a nice pickoff here. Blink already used by the puck, but not really gonna commit. Tower did go down, by the way.
Yeah.
And that's Tiny being uncontested on a tower.
That was actually a great fight for the Liquid. Not only
Oh, it
did
was
they,
perfect.
Yeah, not only did they get a kill, they also bought enough space.
Tiny definitely knows about this block now, because no one was here farming. He pings the camp and says, hey, sports, do your job.
Yep, magic bushed.
Yeah. Magic bush ward. But that was, as you say, better than they could even hope for, to actually get a kill and get the tower and then getting out completely clean. A little bit is attributed to the fact that NAR tried to focus the puck. I think they could maybe have caught the Rubik there instead and just focus him down. But hey man, pretty hard.
Maybe he was fogged or something and wasn't seen. Meanwhile, there was a recall being taken by Rubik, which is actually not too bad of a spell being stolen.
I guess it's good for Tiny.
Yeah.
Tiny can just go juke now. He's gonna be recalled probably. I mean, there's no farm nearby, so he's just having downtime right now. Go recall him, man. New meta. To the Ancients we go.
I mean,
Yeah,
like
look.
Demon
He's
could just pick
recalling
him up.
Look, recalling.
Holy shit.
New strat.
Demon says, why am I not there, man? I thought it worked like that. Oh wait, not relocate. And here comes that big ancient stack.
Yeah. Tiny's 17-2 in games where he finished drums and Aghanims before 20-minute mark. That says a lot about the hero.
No, that doesn't. Dude,
Nah,
this is why
it
I
says
hate
a lot.
stats. Okay, shout out to whoever that's doing the stats, but I'm gonna, as a mathematician,
Double damage.
I'm gonna say, if you, let's say you're just getting wrecked, completely getting wrecked, you're not gonna finish your Ag Scepter and your drums.
Exactly.
For 20 minutes. And those are the negative stats,
But
right?
there are a lot of games where it's, I think this stat is okay though. I mean, I hate most of the stats like, yeah, AM is like 100% win where it finishes his Battle Fury in 9 minutes, you know?
Right.
Stuff like that I think is useless, but drums and Aghanims, in this game, I wouldn't say that Liquid are ahead. I think it's a really even game, and it's quite likely that, you know, it's an even game when you have those items. To be honest.
Okay,
Honest.
fair enough.
But bottom tower now going to be pressured. Necro 3 actually done on the Doombringer here.
Radiant's bottom
So
tower
the
is
pressure is
under
definitely
attack.
real.
Dyer's
Tiny though.
top tower
Why are you not
is
hitting the
under
top tower,
attack.
bro?
I
Go.
don't know, man. He
Radiant
should be.
structures
Yeah,
are
in fact, I just think you
fortified.
trade the tower. You say, hey, man.
Oh, yeah.
Radiant's
Right here
bottom
too.
tower
Tiny
has
alone pushes
uninvited
just as
guests.
hard as almost the
Dyer's
entire
top
push on
tower
bottom,
They're not
but
going for it.
isn't
They're
well
just
at the
afraid.
moment.
oh, they can defend their bottom now. Just go and defend that tower. TB.
Radiant's
TB.
bottom tower
TB.
has a
not
nasty
doing anything.
situation.
Liquid is just
TP.
afraid to do things.
TP.
Radiant's
Oh,
bottom
man.
tower is now a pile
So,
of dust.
basically just gave up a tower for free.
They saw that the Brewmaster TP, that's why maybe they were scared of the Coddle recalling Brewmaster back down again, but he already had his ulti used earlier on the lane push, so I don't know. Maybe
I mean, perhaps it's just one of the advantages of having sight or not having sight.
yes.
Because they're just playing
of
blind, they
course.
have no idea what the hell is going on apart from that TP, so
Of course.
it's hard for them to make the big plays that
Of
we
course.
clearly see.
That is true, man. And he's actually gonna go for the Hyperstone. I would say now kick back into BKB, but he's probably gonna fish the entire Assault Cuirass. I'm not saying it's bad, but I think if they ever fight... Well, I guess if the game keeps going like this build is a lot better, because...
Which build?
The build that Koikoi is going for on Tiny. because this build farms a lot faster, and as long as they don't fight, this is the best build for just farming up and getting to that 6 slotted tiny GG we win.
Yep.
But I'm curious now if NAR can actually abuse this fact that he doesn't go for a BKB and actually force the team fight. If you don't have a BKB and the enemy has an Aghanim's Brewmaster and you fight that, you lose. Like, you straight up lose that fight, I think.
Well, they'll definitely lack the damage output from
Tiny?
At the same time, though, the rest of the team is actually pretty hard to kill. So
Yeah.
I imagine the team fight might get pretty long. So I actually think, even though a little bit more aggressive, I think, right, BKB is absolutely the safest choice. But when you're behind or somewhat behind in a game like this, I think you have to take the risk. So I actually like this item more. And like you said, it farms much quicker.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think, I mean, they're doing a nice job right now at just keeping this up, this split pushing. Let's see Korok now on top lane. He's looking to do some sneaky backstabs here. This Brewmaster, he has Aegis, mind you, and... Oh, actually, that's Doom with the Aegis. So, no Aegis available, but he could try.
Avatar's gonna go on snaking, but it's gonna be initiation going against Demon. Demon gets Doom. He's trying to relocate
Drunken
out.
Haze,
He
bro.
will not make
Get
it
that
out of
Drunken
there.
Haze out.
There's a mech, but he's already got Aegis, so it doesn't even matter. The courier comes in.
Careful,
Doesn't get
courier.
cleave. Okay. Tornado literally lasts 6
Forever.
seconds.
Forever.
Not forever, 6 seconds. Here comes the puck though. He wants to get Snaking dead. They do remove his Aegis, and this is what I mean by Koi Fight. He's just
Oh, he
so
stole it.
tanky. It's gonna be
Brewmaster
ultimate
ulti.
stolen from Way 2, and there just mass amount of tornado
Yeah.
tying up on the back line here. It's gonna be a double clap on Boba. Can he phase or no? He gets picked off, and he
Not
is
the
dead.
best micro here on the Brewmaster. I'm not sure if he's used to playing Brewmaster on the Rubik. It's a little bit hard for Way 2. He can blink away though.
Yeah.
He kind of ran away with both his Storm and his Earth Panda. I think he could have stunned the enemy and lifted him a little bit more than he did. But in the end, only Puck goes down really in that fight.
Radiant's
So I
middle
guess it's
tower may
okay.
need
They'll
a
lose the
hand.
tier 2 tower, but I don't think it really mattered as much last game.
Tiny has cooldown TP, so Wisp has to be... Actually,
Radiant's
Wisp doesn't have
middle tower
relocate
is
either,
not
so if NAR push now, they could get at least some 15 seconds of tower damage
Radiant's
going.
middle tower
We'll
had
see
an
if they actually
unhappy
take advantage
ending.
of it.
Unfortunately for NAR, they don't really have the best power pushing lineup. Like physical damage-wise, it's not
Radiant's
too high,
middle
especially
tower
But
for
they're
tanking.
fat, look at them.
I mean, they'll tank the tower, no problem, but they're not killing it quickly. Like they don't have an alpha
Aghanim's.
wolf.
The Aghanim's coddle, so
Dire's
beautiful.
bottom
They're
tower
tanking
is
it, they're
under
getting a
attack.
kill, and well, we check out the
Radiant's
relocate
middle
timings
tower
back in
may
50
Tiny has
seconds.
TP now, so now it's a little bit dangerous to keep pushing, but it's still going.
Oh, they're actually, I'm surprised they didn't
Dire's bottom
relocate. And the
tower
coil's gonna hit on
rising
two.
ruins.
Where's the TP from Tiny? It's finally gonna TP back in, and here comes the Stampede. Not really doing much snaking, as well as the Brewmaster is gonna get picked off. Meanwhile, we have Brax
Zendar
coming in,
gonna
but
die as
Brax
well.
is gonna get melted. Oh my god, the damage is coming out. The relocate forward just for Fog, and they will get Fog for sure as well. 4 kills, tower defended, and guess what? You have a Tiny, you go the other direction fast and hard.
He stole Stampede in that fight, by the way.
Holy
so
shit. Way 2, maybe not the best micro on the Brewmaster role, but definitely one of the best Rubik stealers.
Oh yeah, he's really good at what he targets and how he gets it. I think I haven't seen him steal some useless spell even once.
Got that
so-
recall.
Yeah, I got that.
That recall was worth, man.
Yo, that recall was the best thing that the Coddle had at that time. Level
Dire's
1
middle
Illuminate
tower
sucks,
is
yo.
under attack.
Alright, and here's that tier 2. So the tier 2s that NAR got for free, it's going to come back. I don't think they could actually go on the high ground, especially with
Dire's
Brewmaster.
middle
No,
tower
they
up
shouldn't.
makes
They
its
should be
end.
happy just backing off, and I think that they just purchased crit on the Tiny, so
Man,
he's
just
going
go
all
big.
in, going big. I guess that's Tiny's motto anyway, so let's just go for it. And getting some aggressive wards out now, nice for Liquid to finally get some vision on themselves, but kind of obvious when they kill those creeps that they were there to ward. We'll see if NAR pick up on it. They're actually smoked right now.
So one thing I want to point out before the next ensuing fight is that hopefully Koifa doesn't get caught. It looks like he might.
See if they actually back off here. Seems like they know
I mean,
something is up.
Okay, effective HP wise, he's like at 3,500 with the Wisp, maybe even more, maybe
Oh,
like
yeah.
4K.
The reduction from Wisp.
Overcharge, you have what, 26 armor, you have Craggy. It's just actually insane.
EHP is really good,
Yeah.
really good.
So,
it's,
yeah.
it's not about that, it's more about whether or not the Brewmaster will be able to control the Tiny, lift him, keep him away, and then slay the rest of the team. Because it's as you say, they need to outlast the Brewmaster ulti.
Right,
And
I
so
think
far,
they
they're doing
are,
it.
right?
Yeah, they're doing it.
Viper with the Acceptor and a mech, he's really, really tanky with that corrosive skin online.
Oh,
Puck,
right.
you know, you got phase and things like that, so.
I'm not sure about the build though coming out from NAR. I mean, the Brewmaster is going for what seems to be a Hex.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I don't really like this at all on any level. To be honest, they don't even have drums on anyone in the team. That's value lost right there. No drums, no lads.
Yeah, I think Aura will fit a
Dude.
little bit better.
Yeah, just Aura build on the Brewmaster in this game would be insanely good. They have triple melee. They don't have a single drums. Like normally we see teams buying even 2 or 3 drums in some games. Because it's a really good Aura to have in a team fight.
Movement speed will definitely...
I don't know. I just think the Ultimate Orb hasn't done anything, so the Hex has so much more pressure to be super effective now. And I guess it can kill the puck a little bit, but I don't know how super effective it is.
I think the most key thing for both teams is whether the Wisp survives in the fight, and for NAR is whether they pick him off in the beginning, because I think picking off Wisp is a big part in terms of killing the Tiny.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, you could toss the Tiny up for all you want, but if he comes down and start killing everybody because this Wisp is giving him overcharge, then suddenly you're not in a good shape. So I think the target right now, the greatest target, is actually the Wisp.
Do you think that Doombringer should have went for a Blink Dagger maybe? To just have that initiation and get in a little bit closer. Maybe just target down the puck with his Doom immediately. Blinking Doom is pretty fast.
Yeah,
and then they can just slap down on, or even Rubik, because he has huge impact to be honest. And then slap down on the Wisp, because they need to kill him first.
I think the Blink is a little bit better. I personally am not a fan of the Necrobook. It is a fairly great aura item, especially against Tiny, because you could, you know, kind of
making up for that lack of drums.
Yeah, making up for that lack of drum. But the problem with that is Tiny simply doesn't care if he kills them, and in fact, he could kill them in 2 hits.
He actually doesn't care at all, and it's gonna get even worse. Like
Viper won't care either.
Yeah.
So what is it like? Are you actually spending 5,000 gold for a drums aura? Essentially, that's what it is.
Well, they pushed towers a little bit faster on early stage, and they were lacking push, as we mentioned several times. So I can understand why they would buy this. But to be honest, if they had a little bit more aura built in their team, sure they have their Assault Cures now, maybe that would have done the same for them. Also, BKB is not a bad item on Doom in this game. If he had Blink BKB, I think he could just go ham.
I mean, I think he's going to get right-click though, right?
Well, he will get right-clicked, everyone will get right-clicked, but there's a lot of stuff that messes with you that doesn't mess with you if you have BKB. Like the tether slowing you down is kind of ridiculous to have an impact so big in 32 minutes. And
no, I actually think this is one of the few games you go Ags. I'm not even joking.
On the Doom?
Yeah, I mean, because you know the Tiny's going to be in the fight. You do the Tiny, you stay in the fight, you're tankier.
He's gonna just kill the Doom. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his tank level is. It's actually not too bad with the AC, and let's suppose he has an Ag.
I guess the Ags could potentially work if you Doom the Tiny, he has to kind of run away. But
yeah, and if he runs away, you're like, I'm fine with that.
But you already have so much focus on the Tiny from the Brewmaster in theory, but it's not really working in, you know, in reality.
Yeah, maybe they just want burst damage. Again, one of those games where a Dagon 5 would be doing work, man. I'm just saying.
Dagon 5. Dude, this game is pretty intense for just having 14-15 in terms of kills. It definitely slowed down a little bit in terms of kills, and that's that's huge for Liquid. They don't want any kills. They don't want to fight. They just want to farm. They're perfectly fine going into late game, because looking over to the carries on NAR side, I can't find them. Like there's maybe a Doom.
I mean, Doom is to me, can be a carry.
Can be.
But his build is not a carry build.
So there's not a single carry on the enemy team, and we're heading into 30+ minutes of the game. Tiny is looking ridiculously strong now. Actually letting the Wisp get some farm here. Wisp is finishing up 4-staff, is it?
I think it's Vlad's, which...
Oh yeah, it's Vlad's.
Huge deal for that Tiny, having the life steal.
Yeah. So entire Vlad's is done. The pressure is coming now, and the tower is really low. So
I mean,
already falls.
Oh, that glyph.
Oh, that's a miss.
That's a misclick.
That's a really big miss.
Might actually matter because the range racks is gonna get under focus. Snaky is pushing the Necrobook.
Puck from behind wants to go in if they pressure too much.
The best coil ever. No, it's gonna be a one-man coil. He gets hexed.
It's horrible.
Coming in big right now. Boba straight up dead. It's gonna be a relocate on the front line. They are gonna get Wisp. Wisp gets doomed. That is the beginning of the end, perhaps for Team Liquid.
Oh, look at Koikwa without his buddy.
Dying
he just
straight
goes down.
Where's the buyback coming out? There's only one buyback from the Tiny. They're controlling this fight. There's no stolen ult from Rubik at the very least.
Yeah, and even if he goes too close here, it could actually go down. Like the tiny, oh, he gets perfectly stunned by the centaur. Are they gonna bring him down again?
Koifa is on the run, man. He's got the drum charge. He's not using it. He's gonna be dead.
He's
so
actually dead,
2
man.
kills. TC's gonna be dead as well. If you're NAR, you're just going for the gusto. Just win the game
Dude, they're
right
just
now.
going.
Way too long.
Never
to
stop.
win. Yep, he's dead as well. Buyback from TC. They're backing up. They'll get the melee racks. They're gonna play the slow game.
There's a gem on the ground. Pick it.
Okay, TB gets cancelled by Ray 2. They're gonna go back in for the melee racks. Viper drops Yo on Korok. He literally does not care.
And Auto heal. They're not gonna stop, man. They keep going.
Yep, way too still. Thundercrab not going to do too much. TC now coming back alive thanks to the tether heal. Still very, very tanky.
They
Another
still have
Viper
ages
drop.
on the Doom.
Well, he is dead straight up. Meanwhile, Blink in from Boba. He drops a ton of spells. Is going to get 1 kill. Doom is going to finally come back alive, but he won't have enough to get. Look at these nukes coming
doesn't
out.
even care.
Demon, he needs to run. He needs to tether back, but he's going to get mana burned by the Necrovokes.
Way too just got a double kill with his Rubik jumping in and thunderclapping.
Okay,
what
well,
a play.
Thunderclap, good spell. We talked about that.
We talked
Snaking,
about
though, like he just does not care.
This Doom is just going ham. He's running amok in the enemy base. He should finally back off here. He sees a gem, just gonna go back in and pick that one up.
Okay.
There's no way they can kill him, and he actually almost has Doom ready again, so he wants to find more kills, which is ridiculous after this like 2-minute long team fight. But dude, the Brewmaster's coming back in. He also has ulti. This is not stopping, is it?
No, the push is not stopping. Keep in mind that we have, I mean, if I was Keeper of Light with the 1700 gold, I'd just
Radiant's
sell
bottom
Tranquil Boots and buy
tower is
bots
under
and just
attack.
be the fountain.
Be
that I
the
am.
fountain.
Be the fountain. Pour it in and be fountain.
Yeah.
But they'll back it off. Again, they don't need to play this game in a
Radiant's
very
bottom
To be
tower
honest,
has
they
uninvited
should back and get some
guests.
items now because they have 6,000 gold on this Doombringer now, and that was
Holy shit,
insane.
look at this graph. Like, they just
Radiant's
made
bottom tower has a
5,000,
nasty
6,000
Look at the
situation.
XP graph, it's even worse, man. That dive,
I mean,
holy
to
team
be honest,
fight.
I think Liquid played that fight very, very poorly. Going back to
Yes.
my point about the Wisp,
Illusion.
he needs to stay alive because as soon as he died, that 4 or 5k effective HP on Tiny,
Their coordination was not really working out, and Puck got a really bad initiation jump. If that ever happens, I think they're in a bad spot. He jumped in, only got the silence on the Puck or on the SD, and then he got hexed straight off. So did not even get out his ulti, and they just lost from that point on. Doombringer managed to go in there and doom the Wisp as you caught as well, which was huge.
Yeah.
Because we saw how fast the Tiny goes down if he does not have backup.
yep.
And
I wonder if Boba's straight up choking, because he's definitely one of the most emotional players in the pro scene. I mean, at his best, we've seen that LG China versus
he's been
Team
playing
Liquid
good
game.
overall, but now when the game is really at this most important
Right.
part,
Like, if you fuck up once and lost your game a huge advantage, like, how do you feel as a player? Oh, they're gonna find Brax. You gotta hit him before the Waning Rift. There's a coil, and
Oh,
there's
the
a
relocate,
relocate.
though.
If you
Need to
get
get out.
Brax, that's huge, and they won't get Brax. The burst damage is
Nice.
gonna be there. Now, there is buyback available, and relocate is down, and NAR says, all right, you kill me. I'm gonna get relocated. I'm gonna go in for your tier 3s. There's no glyph available. TC, he's out of the base. He
Oh,
mechs
TC.
himself. He mechs himself.
What are you doing there?
He's dead. There's no
Barracks
buyback on
have a
TC. He has
situation.
already used it in the last fight, and the melee racks is now under siege. Well,
oh, this Rax looks like it's gonna go down. I don't see how they can fight. No Puck ulti, TC dead. This is just Rax.
they definitely use a lot of resource. Koifa needs to be the
Goodbye
Superman
to
that he is.
Radiant's
Cleaves
bottom
and gets
barracks.
1 kill, but he's just afraid to go into the
Radiant's
Doom.
bottom barracks
They'll just
have
give up the
fallen.
racks. I don't think giving up the racks is actually like just
They
straight
had
up
to.
game losing.
No, they had to give up Rax. And when you have Tiny as you carry, you can still fight against the big creeps pretty hard. You can even hold mega
He
creeps for
can't
some
fight
time.
if he gets picked off right now.
Oh,
There's a blink hex
what are you
available.
doing, Koikwa?
Team Liquid is on a meltdown. There's a monolith. You gotta hit them. Keep hitting them. There's a blink. There's gonna be a stun. We're
He's
gonna see
just
a
gonna
hex
be brought
coming
down
in,
here.
and Koifa does not
That's-
have buyback.
I think that's game. There's no way they can stop this push without him. And the GG is even called before the push
One of
comes
the
out.
heroes
Or
experienced
Koikwa.
some
They had no
technical
vision where the enemy team was
difficulty
going, and
against
to be
top
honest,
down
after losing
bandages.
bottom racks,
Dire
there's only one
victory.
lane that they're still gonna go for, so I think Liquid had a good position to win this game, but some misplays coming out, and sadly they dropped the ball, man.
Man, the pressure from NAR was so much in that one fight.
Yeah.
And it like, don't stop, never stop.
Never stop. I like NAR by their chaotic playstyle. I really like T-Ban as a player, and dude, we saw some really nice, aggressive